Love the creepy charm of Little Nightmares 3? You're not alone. If that haunting world got under your skin in the best way, here are some games that'll keep those eerie vibes going strong. First up, there's Shady Part of Me. This one's a slow, dreamlike puzzle adventure where a girl and her shadow work together to escape surreal, shadowy spaces. You switch between 2D and 3D perspectives, navigating light and darkness both literally and emotionally. It's introspective, a little melancholy, and full of inventive puzzles that speak quietly but hit deep. If you love the metaphorical undertones in Little Nightmares, this one will feel like a poetic cousin. From there, we move to Inside. If Little Nightmares whispered its horrors, Inside lets them creep up behind you. You control a boy running through a bleak, cold world full of mystery, machinery, and menace. There's no dialogue, just a growing sense of dread and a series of puzzles that slowly twist the world into something far stranger. It's minimalist, deeply atmospheric, and unforgettable in its quiet brutality. Naturally, that brings us to Limbo. Often mentioned in the same breath as Inside, Limbo is where this haunting style really began. Black and white visuals, no music, and a world full of eerie silence. You'll guide a child through strange landscapes filled with hidden traps and clever environmental puzzles. It doesn't explain itself, and that's the point. It lets the fear settle in slowly, one shadow at a time. Switching gears a bit, there's Brothers, a tale of two sons. Unlike the others, this one leans hard into emotional storytelling. You control both brothers at once, each with one side of the controller as they search for a cure for their dying father. There's no dialogue here either, just gestures, music, and beautifully designed environments that say everything they need to. It's simple, moving, and one of those games that sticks with you for years. On a more playful but still deeply creative note, we have It Takes Two. While this one's much more whimsical, it shares that same spirit of constant invention. Every level introduces a fresh mechanic, and both players always have different roles. One moment you're manipulating time, the next you're flying through tree branches with homemade weapons. It's clever, heartfelt, and filled with surprises, perfect for anyone who loved Little Nightmares 3's sense of constant evolution. For something more terrifying in tone, there's Backrooms Escape Together. This is less a narrative journey and more an experience. You and up to 5 friends are dropped into procedurally generated mazes with disturbing entities lurking in the dark. You'll rely on proximity voice chat and quick thinking to survive. It's chaotic, tense, and unpredictable. But if what you loved about Little Nightmares was the feeling of being watched, this game dials that up to 11. Then there's White Shadows, which might be the closest in tone and style to Little Nightmares. Presented in stark black and white, it feels like you're walking through a dystopian silent film. There's no hand-holding here. Just an unsettling industrial city, flickering lights, and oppressive architecture. Like Little Nightmares, the story unfolds visually and leaves just enough ambiguity to keep you thinking long after it's over. Next up is the darkly beautiful Bramble, the Mountain King. Based on Nordic folklore, this one plays like a grim fairy tale. You journey through forests, swamps, and monster-filled myths as a boy searching for his sister. The environments are lush but disturbing, gorgeous in one moment, grotesque the next. It's not just eerie for the sake of it, each chapter feels like a twisted fable, blending beauty with dread in all the right ways. If you're drawn to stories rooted in culture and cooperation, consider Never Alone, Kisima Ingechuna. Here, you play as a young girl and her Arctic fox companion, exploring a snowy, spiritual world inspired by Inupiat folklore. The puzzles rely on the partnership between human and animal, and the storytelling is deeply tied to indigenous traditions, unfolding through both gameplay and short documentary clips. It's gentle and moving, but still carries that same quiet atmosphere that defines Little Nightmares. And finally, for something a bit different, there's Peak. It's a cooperative climbing survival game where up to 4 players try to scale a harsh, ever-changing mountain after a crash. While not strictly horror, it nails that same sense of isolation, danger, and tension, especially when the weather turns or your stamina runs low. There's beauty here too. The visuals are striking, the teamwork rewarding, and the stakes always feel real. Think of it as a different kind of nightmare, one made of wind, ice, and gravity. So whether you're chasing shadows, solving quiet puzzles, or getting lost in surreal worlds, these games all carry the same strange energy that made Little Nightmares 3 so unforgettable. Sometimes the scariest stories aren't the ones that scream, they're the ones that whisper. Which one will you play next?